Hi, my name is Luciano. I am a American citizen living in the city of Tegucigalpa. I am going to be starting a regular, semi-regular, hopefully 1 or 2 videos a week series in which I rant about various topics. This week's topic is going to be languages, for the main reason that I myself adore languages. Anyone who tells you, especially my friends on Facebook, will tell you that that I'm a linguophile, someone who is obsessed with languages. And the languages that I actually speak fairly decently are Indonesian, English, Spanish, French. And Spanish is actually my very first language. Spanish and English are my first two. I learned Indonesian as a boy from a friend who was an adult martial artist, a Silat user, which is a martial art that is practiced in Malaysia and Indonesia. It's Indonesian in origin, and it's used for warfare. It's a killing martial art, mostly. Well, not anymore, but it was originally a killing martial art. And he taught me a little bit of it, and he also taught me the basics of the language. I never had a reason to use it until recently, where I started making Indonesian friends after reading what they were saying and actually recognizing some of it. So I started basically reteaching myself it, and it's one of the languages that I'm actually fairly decent at entirely on my own. So for this week's basically challenge, because this time I'm going to be doing 2 episodes instead of 1, which I will normally be doing. This video is just an introduction, and it's me basically telling you a little bit about the languages that I know. I'll probably be posting a second video, which is an actual introduction to everything and to me. I don't think I have a video which is actually a decent introduction yet. So, I would like people in the comment section below to write a phrase in a language, or write it out in English, but it has to be a common language. It has to be a language that I can easily find a Latin translation. It can be any language that there's a decent number of speakers. And on my next episode, which will probably be next Wednesday, I will be leaving. I will basically be leaving, like, I'm going to be saying, this is unrehearsed, that's why it sounds so weird, but I'm going to be saying phrases, as many of them as I can, and as decently as I can. And it can be in any language in which there's a Latin translation that I can easily find. If you can write it down in the Latin version, which is letters like A, B, C, that'd be amazing. I can translate Hangul and Hangul, the Korean and Chinese symbols. I could probably find a translation for the Japanese. I don't know about the other languages which still have them. Oh, and also on a side note, I can speak a little bit of Tagalog, the language of the Philippines, but it's harder for me because it's a language I have, like, basically no training in, like, at all. Most of the languages I know, I have very little training. I'm mostly self-taught. But for the most part, they were easier for me to learn than, like, German. I can't learn German, I've tried. And I know that's weird after saying I can speak English, Spanish, and French. I can also understand a bit of Italian, but I have a hard time pronouncing some of the words. But this is basically me giving you guys a challenge. I hope you'll give me a couple of, comments and just, help me out. So, I'm going to be signing off. I hope that you guys leave comments or send me messages. I will respond to either one, and I will try to find as many as I can. Odds are I'll be doing this either this Sunday, like the Sunday that is in the next couple of days, or next week's Sunday, because Sunday is typically my uploading day, but I am on spring break, so it's easier for me to just upload stuff like today. But yeah, leave me words, phrases. Also, don't say anything like inappropriate. Don't try to get me to say something that could be considered offensive to someone else. I will look up the actual definition of whatever it is that I'm going to be saying. So, and even if you tell me, like, just to be sure, because I had a friend who taught me a word in Indonesian, that the actual meaning was something, it's slang, but the actual meaning was something very different. Like the original meaning. It's like mahe in Spanish, which is something that you won't normally hear, but in Honduras, which is actually where I'm living right now, it's a very common phrase used to describe your friends. So this is a much, much longer video than I'm actually used to, but this will be the thing. And I might be uploading another video tomorrow, I don't know, or another one in the next couple of minutes, depending on how long this takes to get finished. So yeah, leave me give me a challenge. Give me one that might not be that easy because I like challenges, and if I sound silly, that's okay. I mean, after all, most Americans don't speak more than a lot of Americans actually don't speak more than English. To find an American who loves languages, while not uncommon, is rarer than you'd think. Sadly, but sadly, I myself have met a lot of Americans that think that only English, like English should be the language for the entire world, or at least the language for anyone living inside of the United States, no matter where you're from, which is kind of wrong actually. But anyway, I hope that you guys leave some comments, give me some words or phrases. It can be any language that has a Latin translation, and it can be any word as long as it's appropriate. And that's pretty much it. I'll talk to you guys later.